A 2.1 stars.
All we need now is a connection to the chiral network. Go for it.
Maybe I should put down some of the ladders. I don't really use these. Takes a lot. 15 kilos each. Probably keep 2 and drop the other 2.
Network bandwidth is a limited resource, and every structure you build consumes it. However, as you increase your connection level, the bandwidth available to you will increase as well.
Building structures will take up chiral bandwidth. Chiral bandwidth can be increased by raising your connection level with clients in each area. It's like, what, Chicago? Or Illinois, rather? Generators. Blah, blah, blah.
About time we did our part. Thanks again. You know, I heard the rest of your team was wiped out. Makes what you're doing all the more incredible. You're a one-man expedition. I hope Amelie's doing as well as you. Wonder if she made it to Edgenot City yet. It was her that put us in charge of the wind farm. I was with the group bringing up the rear while Amelie led the way. I've never met her in person, but it was an honor to travel with her all the same. When you see her, feel free to tell her I said so, huh?
Sam, got a moment? I ran an experiment with your blood. It seems you were onto something. After dispersing an aerosolized sample of your blood in BT territory, we observed reduced activity. While this is hardly definitive, as we have no other repatriates to whom we can turn for additional testing, it does suggest that the bodily fluids of repatriates are repellent to BTs. Mama had the idea of developing a weapon to test this theory. The prototype should be ready soon, and when it is, we'd like you to test it.
Sam, this is the perfect opportunity. We've almost got the whole region on the chiral network. All that's left is Port Knot City. Return to Capital Knot City so you can pick up relief supplies for Port Knot. By the time you arrive, we can give you the completed prototype in person. One other thing. It's not very often porters get out to that wind farm. While you're there, you should pick up any outstanding orders. No sense coming all the way back here empty-handed if there's work to be done. Have a look at that delivery terminal.
Man, you ain't my boss.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Okay, let's check the mail. From Nick Easton, still alive. New guy. Sam, how you doing out there? For a newbie, you're quite the workhorse, huh? Timefall is probably taking its toll on your equipment, am I right? Maybe some of your kit's not even usable anymore. Well, don't jump the gun and throw that stuff away just yet. One thing you can do is take your old equipment to the delivery terminal and recycle it. You can then refabricate yourself a shiny new whatsoever to use instead. Don't know if you're aware, but the whole recycling system is operated by the Bridget Strand Foundation. That's right, the president herself set it up as a means to convert busted tools and gear back into reusable resources. On the other hand, if your equipment's only halfway to broke but you still want to part ways, you can use a shared locker to donate to another porter whose needs is greater than yours. You may well up getting a like or two for your generosity. Never mind the warm fuzzy feeling of having helped your fellow man. Of course, the system works both ways, meaning you can snag stuff other porters have put in share lockers too, if you're the one who could do with the helping hand. Anyway, both the recycling system and the share lockers have their uses, and it's up to you to pick which method best suits your needs at any given moment. You've still got a lot to learn, I guess, but you'll have it all figured out in no time. I've got high hopes for you, kid. How old are you? Scanning, cargo, scanner, mules, tall grass, stamina. not carrying cargo, you'll be completely, which is impossible, because I'm always carrying cargo. You could throw weapons. Jesus. Okay. Watch turret. I don't care. I don't care. Repairing vehicles. Okay. Vehicle batteries are solar powered so they recharge in clear or cloudy weather. Facilities, blah, 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 meaning faster than vehicles have a durability rating and no longer move once this is depleted. Durability is restored by storing a vehicle in the garage. To store a vehicle, park it on top of the vehicle elevator. Container repair space cannot be used. To deliver to directly without how you just need to make sure the vehicle's not just terminal. Say how to repair one? How to even get one working? Oh man, there's a lot of interviews. Okay. Humanity's biggest problem, logistics, by Di Hardman. War and famine have been inescapable parts of human life since the rise of our species, and while the fall of America hasn't changed the fundamental truth, it's fair to say that these issues aren't pressing concerns. Can you remember the last time you've heard of a prepper dying of starvation, much less someone in a not city? No one's fighting over water or oil or anything else, which is to say that people don't occasionally run out of supplies, but that's almost never because of a real shortage. It's usually a problem of logistics. In fact, it was to address such problems that the president created bridges and developed a chiral network. So yeah, no one's that desperate. Everyone's got enough for themselves, which is what's led to the real problem. It's all too easy for people to become isolated from one another, and eventually forget that others even exist. People are free to live for themselves, for the moment, without a care for the future. The president understood this better than anyone, and I know as much it pained her. Okay, necrosis is an ancient Egyptian view of life and death. The Egyptians believed that we humans were composed of two elements, the Ha and the Ka, the body and the soul. Various texts expound upon their nature and details. Perhaps it is the simplest to conceive them as follows. The soul is which joins with the child in the womb and gives life to the body, which is also which departs the body upon death. Ergo, the body is simply a vessel. Should the soul return to it, it will live again. This is precisely what is observed in near-death experiences, a soul separated, albeit briefly, from its body. The Egyptians believed death not to be an instantaneous change of state, but a process of which the soul moves from one realm to another. But this process itself has changed, thanks to the Death Stranding. In the normal order of things, when death occurs, the soul vacates the body and passes into the seam. From there, it transitions to the beach, and only then on to the world of the dead. So the beach is location, and when they go to dead. Okay, but after the stranding, a soul that has already made its journey to the beach may attempt to return to the body in this world. It was hard to believe at first, but the process of necrosis provided proof of this phenomenon that was difficult to deny. This is why it's imperative that we burn the bodies of the dead. The body must be destroyed to sever the link to the soul. Only when then the soul will be free to journey to the world beyond. Oh, okay. So when you die, your soul leaves, goes into the stream? Where is it? I don't even, seam. Okay, goes to the seam, and then it will go to the beach where it will pass on to the world of the dead. But if your body still lives, then it'll try to go back to your body, and then create voids? I don't remember. Okay. Chiral symmetry. The word chiral comes from the Greek care, meaning hand. Here. Compare your left with your right. They seem similar in both size and shape, yes? Now face your palms away from you and place one hand over the other. Their shapes do not overlap exactly, but place your palms together and voila, a match. It's as if one hand is the mirror image of the other. But again, if you were to actually compare the mirror images of your hand to itself, you would see the two are not identical. This is an essence of chirality, the state in which the mirror image of the shape does not match the original. It is theorized that BTs are mirror images of ourselves. We are to exist in the same point in time and space. Our shape, as it were, would not overlap neatly onto one another, save in reflection. And when our particles meet their opposites, a void out occurs. So, ow. So when the BTs a dead body, yes. A new form of communication we have devised utilizes beaches, which are akin to mirrors reflecting this world and the others, hence the term chiral network. Calarium. You would like to know about the Calarium? Well, wouldn't we all? I'm happy to present the latest theories, but you must be aware that this is all that they are, theories. Calarium, like dark matter, was born along with our universe, and has existed ever since, just not in the dimension we were able to perceive. Until now, it is the beach that gives us access to that dimension, and with it knowledge of Chiralium's existence. Not just knowledge of it, of course. We have since observed its coalescing into crystalline form and recorded measurable physical and mental effects on individuals exposed to it. It has reshaped our understanding of reality and proven instrumental in the formulation of the multiverse theory of beaches. Chiral matter is not affected by the passage of time. As far as these particles are concerned, none has elapsed since the Big Bang. Little wonder they escaped our notice for so long until man and BT first came together in Void Out and left nothing but chiralium in their wake. Many of these claims are yet to be verified, but I believe that is a fair summary of the scientific community current consensus on the matter, no pun intended. I shall soon be heading west with the first expedition, and I look forward to learning more about chiralium and its connections to the beach along the way. Calarium contamination 1. Calarium contamination is a result of prolonged exposure to chiral radiation, which is emitted by calarium, a substance discovered at the same time as the beach. Prolonged exposure can significantly impact physical and mental health. The effects are not dissimilar from those observed in individuals exposed to extremely high levels of stress, levels which can be fatal even. Such traumatic experiences alter hormonal secretions, impair immune responses, contribute to heart failure, and induce strokes. The most common symptom of chiral contamination is poor sleep quality due to vivid nightmares. If left unchecked, however, it can quickly progress to a more advanced stage in which aforementioned issues may be observed. The potential impact on an individual's mental health cannot be understated. The resulting hormonal imbalances frequently lead to heightened destructive impulses toward the self and others. Those dominated by such urges and are named homodemons, the mad ones. In the case of some porters, such as mules, impaired memory and judgment has led them to develop an irrational obsession with the profession, hence the Homo Gestalt moniker. So that's why they're... While it should be feasible and preferable for most individuals to avoid chiral contamination at all costs, there are those with demonstrated resistance who need not be so cautious. I speak, of course, doom sufferers. What are doom summers? The discovery of beaches and the concept of death. With the discovery of the beach, the fundamental truth of death was upended. I doubt you will find many who would deny this. Alas, we can say little with confidence in an objective or scientific capacity, for our understanding of this new realm remains in its infancy and is ever evolving, much like our understanding of the universe as a whole. Perhaps the closest thing we have to working explanation of the beach relates to the conception of the multiverse, but I digress. The beach is arguably both a concept and a reality. A discrete beach is influenced by the minds of the associated individual, therefore linked to them irrevocably. This is why we have so energetically pursued the psychological, psychoanalytical, and neuroscientific angles which attempt to create a unified theory of the Death Stranding, the beach, and the related phenomenon. There was a fad a while back in which subjects underwent counseling in order to learn more about their beaches, and in doing so gain a greater understanding of the nature of death. Doom sufferers in particular provide excellent opportunities for a study. An interesting theoretical question arose during that period. If a person's beach was a product of their consciousness, might animals have beaches as well? A conundrum on the surface perhaps, but one quickly resolved. Only human corpses undergo necrosis and become BTs, which provides somewhat conclusively that only a human can possess a beach. What does BT stand for? And yet this begs another question. If all that is required is consciousness akin to that of a human, could an AI have a beach? An android? I for one do not believe so. Why? Because the function of our beaches is to connect the worlds of the living and the dead. If an entity was never born, has not truly lived, and will never know death, surely it cannot have a beach. Network 1. So the core infrastructure is complete. The basic qubit ready chiral network setup is good to go. Now all we have to do is connect Central Knot City to Capital and prove that it actually works. Sadly, I won't be here to see it. I've been assigned to the expedition team's second group, so I'll be heading west with the others. But the people in charge here are the best of the best. They'll have the network operational inside of 3 years, just as planned. I'm sure of it. And while they're seeing to that, we'll be visiting towns and whatnot across the country and putting the facilities in place for when things are finally up and running. Amelie and the others in the lead group will be forging the connections and laying the groundwork to make sure everything goes to plan. Afterwards, we'll just have to link it all up with operational cupids, and that should be that. It's kind of like the Apollo missions back in the day. They used this 3-stage rocket to get to the moon, right? Well, we're using a 3-stage process to do something almost revolutionary. Almost as revolutionary, right? Yeah. Okay, 2 years ago, distribution center west of Capital Knot City. It's been about a year now since we came here with the rear guard. Jeez, why did I say rear guard? The first folks through did us a favor of setting up the chiral relay and patching things up before we arrived, so we're doing alright. Not sure about everyone else though. Folks back home sound kind of freaked out. We don't know what's going on in Central or Capital, let alone how Amelie and the others who kept heading west are doing. But something doesn't feel right. What's more, a lot of guys have developed some kind of agoraphobia. Like, the thought of alone going outside scares the shit out of them. See, the distro centers and way stations around these parts here aren't like the ones back east. They're much more isolated, out in the middle of nowhere, but can't help but feel cut off from the world. And there's not a lot of staff on the hand either, which means you often have to do the work of 2 guys, which make it much lonelier too. And then you factor in the terrorism rumors. Also, is it just me, or does it feel like there's more mules out there these days? Don't get me wrong, I know they're not out to get us. All they want is our cargo, right? Well, that doesn't change the fact they're not making our work any easier, especially since a lot of these guys used to be first-rate porters and could run things around us if they hadn't, Still, for now, the network systems are up and running, and we're just holding out the day when the second expedition comes through with a working Cupid. Till then, we keep things chugging along. That much we can do for bridges and country, am I right? Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, let's activate this bad boy. Take delivery, lost cargo. Let's just go into the West Capital. Distribution Light Center. I have to keep those, okay. Do I need anything? Probably not.
By handing over excess materials to a facility, you can increase. Now these materials can then just remember that don't get carried.
Okay. Let's see. I'll just drop the ladder at like one of the. I should put that in storage. Hold on. Private locker. Let's put this. Oops. That. Keep 2 boots on. Okay. Let's put that in private locker. We don't need that. Okay.
Looks like some cargo has been transported to its destination on your behalf. You can access the share locker to collect it.
Cargo entrusted by other players to be delivered by their fellow porters can be claimed from share lockers, as in any weapons, equipment, or materials you may have donated. Cargo delivery to distribution west. Oh, that's the thing Where's this going? No, I don't care about that. Way station. Capital Knot City. Distribute. 30 kilos. That's a lot. We do this one. That shit on my back. Donate. I don't need. And then we'll recycle this. Probably move this to my locker.
Thank you for your...
Okay. That garbage. Let's put this back. Yeah, let's go there. Okay. Put it back right there. Right, that's keeping these. Okay. And then we'll take on any orders.
Congrats, Sam. You're cleared to take on open orders. While they're not as high priority as the ones specifically assigned to you, if you're already heading a certain way and you have room to spare, it couldn't hurt to do a little more, right? Just because they're not mission critical doesn't mean they're not important to someone. So why not do a good deed or two?
Okay. That's how you do it. I was just looking at...
Sam, double check the order summary.
Completing delivery of materials to a given facility will increase the amount available at the facility. Construction weapons equipment for other functions. There is limit to the amount of materials that is given facility can store. Okay. So where's this going? This cap on that. Jesus. I'm going there too. 40 kilos. How much is in total? 60, 75? It's gonna go over. Let's take this.
Hey, great work. That wind farm you've brought into the network is essential for our continued expansion. By way of reward, I've added a little something to your PCC. A generator option. Generators recharge the batteries of all nearby devices. That includes machines, bikes, and other battery-powered vehicles.
Wind power generator capable of charging vehicles. Okay. Nice. Put all to the back. I still have 15. 15. About 15 kilos left. A little less.
Thank you for your contribution.
Bridges has printing materials stored at the wind farm. We'd like you to bring some to the distro center. These materials are pretty varied, and to get the most out of the Cairo printer, we need as many different types as we can get.
32 kilograms. Jesus. Oh, freak.
Sam, if you'd like like someone to take care of a standard delivery for you. Should a fellow porter decide to lend you a hand, they can deliver the cargo to its destination, where it'll be held in a nearby storage unit.
Okay. Yeah, this is 40. 32, I need public. I'm going back to him. Yeah. We'll let that go, because I'm gonna need a little bit more space for the order. Yep. Right, now let's take on this one. That should be fine. I don't need any of this. Put it all in the back. Put it back. Well, it's good. Best it's gonna be.
Order assigned.
Ooh. Okay. Okay, let's drop a save. Right, so now we need to just get back. Bridge. So many BTs here. Alright, well.
Keeping up.
Let's rest real quick. Get our stamina up. Alright, what else can we do?
Oh my god.
Okay. Let's get a move on. Back through BT territories. What was that? Boots are almost busted. Glad I got like 2 more of them bitches. Let's grab some of these. I didn't know there was a bridge up here. Let's grab some of this.
There we go.
What's this? Center west of... Oh, nope. Can't pick up any more, really.